please welcome Medusa. up your mind. Oh dear. Oh, hello. Thank you so much. Yeah, hello. Where are we? Burnham. Is this Burnham? I have absolutely no idea. No. Lincoln. Hello, Lincoln. God, it's so professional of me. Thank you so much for trusting in this Canadian band who's driven all this way to come see you. What an amazing drive. So my name is Saskia. Obviously, I'm not from Canada, but that's okay. Next to me is Georgia. On the cello is Leah. And at the end there is Marta, who is also not Canadian. We like to play music from all over the place. And we're going to go into a tune called Tamzara, which is from Armenia. If you want to clap along, please don't. It will really confuse us.
Thank you so much. You guys are the best. You're so welcoming. Much more than Canadians. I'm Polish, by the way. We are not welcoming. We don't have a word welcome in Poland because you're not welcome. We are Medusa. We are bringing some disgusting instruments to you today. I'm playing on a very ugly instrument. A lot of them were forgotten. In Poland, no one wants to play them. Actually, the instrument that I'm holding on my knees was forgotten for 200 years, and no one was playing on it. And it was reconstructed in the 80s based on a painting. So there's no players left. And the reason for this is that, as I mentioned, Polish people are not nice. And they named the instrument suka. Okay, no one knows Polish or Russian. Okay, so what can you say it out loud? What that means? You gotta be Polish to say it. So suka means bitch. So I do play on a bitch, and the bitch was forgotten for 200 years. Why? You might ask why such an ugly name? Because it sounds horrible. It has a fingernail technique. It's a kind of worse violin. And to be honest, we don't really know why the instrument 100%, why the instrument was called like that, but it's our national pride. So, alongside with the sausage and vodka. And I did the master degree as the first person in the world playing on a bitch, and my professional title from University of Krakow is bitch master. Thank you. As you can imagine, I can't find a job. I'm not nice. I played a bitch, and that's all what I know. So, my other instrument that I'm gonna play the next tune on, we're gonna play a Polish tune that's called Kujawek. I'm gonna play on a garbage fiddle. So the other so this is the bitch fiddle, and this is the garbage fiddle. Wait, I have too many things. So this is, oh my God. We have no idea how this is called, but I'm even afraid to think what I might be. Because the instrument, the original instrument, was found in the ground, in the well, in a layer from 16th century. So in the 80s, they found the instrument in the ground, and then like garbage in a well, where the garbage were, and then that's all. So you can name it as you like, you know. I just hope you can't name it a bitch anymore, so you got to think about some nice name. Both of these instruments are medieval instruments. Both were forgotten, and both are knee fiddles. So the other fiddle that you see, it's what's this, key fiddle? And mine are knee fiddles, and they are using a fingernail technique, which means, as you notice, I have a strings very high. So I have to push the string from the side, and I'm pushing it with my nail. This is how I am changing the pitch. And this technique came to Poland from East. It's really popular in Turkey, in Greece, and in India, in Mongolia, and some other countries as well. And then those are the only instruments in North America. There's less than 50 players that know how to play these instruments in the whole world, so we are trying to bring it back. Surprisingly, just because I'm Polish and not nice and I don't like to talk to people, usually Saska gets all the splendor and everyone runs asking, what is this instrument? While this instrument is super popular in its home country, where Saskia will tell you later, but it looks more fancy. But yeah, but anyway, so we're gonna go now to the Polish tune that's called Kujawek. So you can feel a little bit like, you can, traditionally when we play, we're drunk. So this tune will be a little bit, it has this feel of being drunk.
Wow. So, so my amazingly fancy popular instrument with so many strings on it is... I don't care. Mine's prettier. Mine's more impressive, right? To look at? Yeah, for sure. So, has anyone not seen one of these before? Oh, wow. I thought these existed everywhere. No. This is the national instrument of Sweden. Ooh. And it's called a nickel harper, or a key fiddle. It has 16 strings, but I only play 4 of them. So I have 4 strings like the cello, violin, viola, and they sound like this. Right? It's pretty normal, right? And boring. But then you've got these 12 sympathetic strings. So they're tuned to each note I play. So when I play a note, one of these will go, hey, that's my note, and it will resonate, and it gives it kind of medieval reverb unit, basically, sound. So it sounds like you're in a church, even if you're not. And then instead of putting my fingers on the strings or my nails on this, how's your manicure, by the way? None, yeah. I press these keys in, and they make the little wooden fingers, little wooden tangents, touch the strings and change the pitch. So these are basically frets, and they're black and white like a keyboard, and there's 3 layers, and it's nearly 1,000 years old. So I love... Pardon? Older, much older than the violin, like 600 years older than the violin. And it's definitely still developing. It's a slow burn, this one. So these nearly died out. And then in the 1960s, a man called Eric Zolstrom realized that the instrument that is nowhere else in the world was dying out. So he went round to museums and measured them up and found elderly people who still just about played them and got tunes and things and started making them. And then in the 70s, he persuaded the not the Canadian government, where are we? The Swedish government to pay for people to go to evening classes and make one. Can you imagine? Anyway, this is so this one was made in an evening class in 1972, and it's as bad as you think. But we've kind of done a lot of renos on it, and it's holding together. It's a bit like an old house, you know. It's a bit creaky and a bit. And if you notice, occasionally, I shouldn't tell you this, but I'm going to tell you, my C on the G string. If I push it in, it just stays there. So that's all I've got. And the same with this one. That does it sometimes when there's moisture in the air, but this one has never done it ever in its entire history with me. I've had it for 25 years. And this one just stays there. So I was trying to play that fancy, complicated thing in the Armenian tune, and suddenly I had a high A, and that was all I had. Anyway, so nickel harper. We're going to go play a tune from Sweden called the Kerry Polska. And we realized that, folk tunes the world over are amazing, and so amazing that a lot of people who write classical music steal them and put them into their symphonies, concertos, string quartets, blah, 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 blah. And so we thought we'd steal one back. And so you might hear a little bit of Sibelius in the middle of this. This is a Swedish tune with a little bit of Finnish composer tune stuck in. Oh, what does Polska mean? Polska, which is a tune from Sweden, means traditional tune. It's called Poland.
Polska means Poland.
They get everywhere. Can't escape them.
Thank you so much. So, people often ask us why we would name our group after someone so scary. Yes, why? Medusa. But Medusa, we don't think she was so scary after all. We think she was just a bit misunderstood. So Medusa was actually a human, not an immortal god or gorgon like her sisters. She worshipped at the temple of Athena, and she was bright and vivacious until one day petulant Poseidon came along. And he took advantage of Medusa on the steps of Athena's temple. That's right. And Athena, she actually decided to punish Medusa instead of Poseidon. Anything sound familiar here? Yes. So, Medusa was cursed by Athena with snakes for hair and the ability to turn men to stone. And so Medusa was cast out, shunned, rejected. Just like some of these fiddles that we have on stage here. Perhaps told that they were too ugly, they were made into monsters. Maybe they started one too many kitchen parties or barn dances. We can't be having that in a proper string quartet, can we? But no, we want to invite them back and give them a chance to tell their own stories and give us their own voices. So we're going to go to our last tune in the set. We'd love to chat with you. Again, please feel free to come up and look at the nickel harpa. And if you dare, Marta might turn you to stone. But if you're into that kind of thing, you know, she'll do that. So we've got a brand new album coming out early next year. I don't know if we've picked a release date yet, but a lot of the songs we're playing tonight are on that album. We also have our first album for sale, and it was nominated for a Canadian Folk Music Award last year, which we're very proud of. Thank you so much. And yeah, we will see you very soon in the break. Oh yeah, this one's called Vulgar Bulgar. Saskia wrote it, of course.
Don't clap, because you will really confuse us in this one. Just saying. I'm on the wrong instrument. Thank you.
As I mentioned, Polish people are not too happy. So this instrument that I'm having, it's not Polish, but it's pretty sad. This fits my needs. I love it. Basically make people cry, so get ready to cry in the next tune. It's a Cretan lira. It's from Greece. And I have more strings than Saskia. See, small, but powerful. Also uses a fingernail technique. And the traditional Cretan lira doesn't have the sympathetic strings. As you notice, like I have more strings than Saskia. Again, did I mention that I have more strings than Saskia? Thank you.
But I have keys to everything.
Yeah, and they get stuck. And my nails never get stuck. But I play on the 3 strings only. I have 21 strings and I play 3.
It's my vehicle outside. I think you're walking to the next gig. What's it only going to take you, 3 days?
So yeah, it's a Cretan lira, and then we're going to play Petronella, so maybe you want to say a story about Petronella.
So, about a year ago, something like that, maybe 18 months ago, I went down, those deep dives down the rabbit hole that you do on the internet. I went one of those, and I learnt about this woman in the west of Ireland, in County Meath, called Petronella. And she was a young maid in a wealthy household. Her boss was called Mary. And Mary had 4 husbands who all died mysteriously. Not at the same time, obviously, that would be weird. But they were not more... sorry, I won't say that. Anyway, so after the 4th one had died, her village accused her of witchcraft. And in those days, this is a long time ago, this is medieval times, if you were accused of witchcraft, so were your servants. Yeah, so they all got locked away in a dungeon. But as is the way of some wealthy people, Mary and her son, who also got locked away, mysteriously disappeared, leaving poor Petronella to take the fallout. And she was the first woman in Ireland, or the first person in Ireland to be accused and found guilty of heresy, and the first person in Europe, the first woman in Europe to be burnt at the stake. So a year ago in October, we were doing a gig in Toronto, and I brought this piece to them. This piece of music, we call it downloading. It just kind of appears. It was like Petronella brought me this piece of music. So, and when it appeared at 2:00 in the morning, I saw her very, very vividly dancing away through the mist, through the meadow, through the flowers, and I thought, she's free. So I brought it to the band, and then we decided to do it at a gig last October, and never played it to anyone else before. And I thought, before the gig, I'd better check out the facts, because you don't want to get your facts wrong. So I went up to tell the audience. So I went onto the internet, and it was 700 years to the day that she had been murdered. So we played this piece, and it was pretty special. So we're going to bring it to you today. It's going to be on our new album. We've recorded it. So, that.
Saskia Tompkins, everybody. Sometimes tunes just come through you like a lightning bolt, right? Holy moly, it is a pleasure to be in this space that has become sacred due to such nurturing of this community. Thank you so much to Beth and everyone who's brought us together tonight. This is such a special place. Thank you. Protectors of live music and this direct transmission live on. It's incredible. We are so thrilled to share with you that we have a new album coming out in the new year that is called Weaving Gold in Broken Places. And we were thinking about these themes of kintsugi, the Japanese art of repairing pottery, broken pottery with gold, and they say that it's stronger after it's been broken and repaired, right? And it's just, it's so special to have found this group of people who bring together tunes and all these instruments that have endured centuries and still have these lasting stories, and often they were forgotten, but all it took was one person to bring them back. One dedicated, really nerdy person to bring them back to life. One guy went around Sweden just being like, you teach me all the tunes you know, I'm gonna learn how to build this thing right here, right now. Marta had to fly all the way to Pakistan with her teacher to learn this horrible fingernail technique because that was the only place that this thread survived unbroken, right? And so sometimes we think things are broken, but really there is something that keeps spinning. And so this idea of resonant strings, right? When you pluck one and it says, hey, that's my note, and it resonates somewhere else, right? And the sound keeps going. So we have to, we have to keep this kind of like love and nurturing in our communities. So we would love to continue on and go to Ireland now for, one modern tune and one very old tune. Saskia is gonna let us float amongst the stars for a moment here.
So we're bringing back these forgotten fiddles, but we're also bringing back some somewhat forgotten notes as well. So long ago, from the west to the east, there were infinite numbers of notes. So many notes, they would run in the meadows and frolic in the forests, naked as the day they were born. Until one day, in 15, Bach came along and ruined it for everyone. The well-tempered clavier, this bringer of harmony and chord structure and the 12-note scale. So many possibilities opened up, but so many notes were lost. I will pretend I didn't hear that. And so in the music you hear on the radio today, pop, rap, classical, folk, everything is within this limiting 12-note system. But thankfully, in many traditional musics throughout the world, these notes survived. Yes, around firesides, in living rooms, and even in big music halls, and in lots of kitchens and barn dances. So we like to call them notes between notes in this band. And I'm going to give you an example of them. Some of you might know about these notes already. But I'm just going to play you a little demo of a song that you might know. And we're going to play it two ways, and you're going to see if you can tell the difference. Here we go. Did anyone notice a difference? Ah, you're too smart.
One was in tune and one was out of tune.
I was perfectly in tune. So these are microtones or quarter tones. And I first learned about these notes between notes when I was in Zanzibar in East Africa a long time ago. And I absolutely fell in love with the traditional music of the area. And we're going to play the first tune that I wrote in this traditional Arabic style called Hijaz Mandira. And we're going to feature Marta on the lira with this one. At first, she's going to play a solo.
Marta Sowick and Georgia Hathaway, everyone. Holy crap. We have one last tune to share with you tonight. No, y'all are the best audience ever. This is so sweet. Thank you for being so present and so open to hearing maybe new and totally unfamiliar things from around the world that we love and we've collected, like gems and treasures from people that we've studied with and jammed with. Tunes don't just grow on trees, right? They're rooted in the soil that they come from, right? So, if you want to continue following this story with us as it's evolving, we would love to stay in touch. I know it's a hard thing to sign up for like one more mailing list, but we have some new music videos and the new album coming out, and we'd love to share those, sort of one bite at a time with you if you want to stay in touch on the Book of Faces or the Instagram or that new grandfather clock, tick-tock, tick-tock. And as we mentioned, this new album is coming out. It's all tracked and mixed and mastered, and we would love to make some fabulous artwork with the Polish witch who designed our first album cover, Charlie Bajka, and see what kind of fabulous themes she can play off of with weaving gold in broken places, and make a whole run of new merch. Like, who wouldn't want a shirt that says Resting Suka Face on it, Suka, please, come on, let's go. So, if you are in a position to help be a protector of the arts and you want to contribute a little something, we do have a donation button on our website that would help all of these artistic dreams come true. There's like a PayPal link on there, and I think $1 American is like at least 97 Canadian right now. So I it would really. No, but thank you so much for your presence. Thank you to everyone who made this happen, the incredible kitchen team, Chauncey on sound. We're feeling incredible up here. Thank you so much to Beth and to Mark and to everyone who keeps this series going. Our last tune is called Pompey's Return. So we're going to start with one of the oldest Appalachian old-time tunes that we know of in existence. It's called Pompey Ran Away. Now, Pompey was a name that used to be given to previously enslaved people who had managed to run away. And this tune, it starts off as this hypnotic little waltz that we're passing back and forth from the nickel harpa to the fiddle here. And it kind of feels like a West African Ngoni tune in this cyclical, hypnotizing little rhythm, right? And so it was written by an incredible Black American fiddle player, a composer, who is unnamed because a Scottish tourist was in the Boston area and heard him playing in a pub and wrote the tune down and carried it back to Scotland, published it in a book of anonymous tunes from the New World, without crediting the composer, of course. So we don't know their name, but we just know the name of this tune, Pompey Ran Away. We're going to weave it into an Irish tune called Paddy's Trip to Scotland, and then finish with a fantastic Appalachian barn burner called Elzic's Farewell. And yeah, we got some old-time players in the audience. Heck yeah. And
I
yeah,
just
go
like
for it.
little link here. I learned Elzic's Farewell by from Dana Robinson, who runs the Cabot Arts Centre.
Whoa! Heck yeah.
Like 20 years ago, 25 years ago.
Nice. And
I was born then.
wow. Incredible.
Yeah, you're walking.
Follow us on Instagram for more fights between these two as they duke it out musically, and we see what happens. So in old-time tunes, there's a great tradition of cross-tuning your fiddles so that you can just like bathe in overtones, and it feels so amazing. So we've got a cross-tune fiddle over here, but we are pioneering the cross-tune suka, the first of its kind in North America. So we're gonna kick it with these last old-time tunes. Thank you so much for listening. You've been the best.
Looks like you guys are happy. Perfect, we're gonna play a Polish tune in the end. This is actually a pretty soft Polish tune, and unlike like Polish people, really romantic and kind of, gentle. Deep down, maybe. So this is called Ovcharek, and it's like a really nice tune that reminds me about Poland. And always when we play it, I kind of imagine myself flying above polluted Polish fields.
Welcome to Slavic Meditations. This is
Slavic meditations, yes.